Welcome to the Home Protection Strategies module of the Citizen Fire Academy. My name is Steve Fitzgerald and I will be your instructor. During this module, you'll learn about the home ignition zone concept and be able to identify and define what defensible space is and what kind of strategies you might use to reduce fire risk. We also want you to be able to look at and assess what fire-resistant and fire-prone landscapes look like. In looking back at the fire science module, you learned the components of the fire triangle and the fire behavior triangle. And the only component you can really modify is the amount and arrangement of fuel. So let's learn a little bit more about the various fuel characteristics. These include the continuity and arrangement of fuel, fuel quality, and fuel availability. Continuity and arrangement of fuels is important with respect to how fuels are connected both horizontally and vertically, both in forest and rangeland situations and around your home landscape. Fuel quality relates to its chemical content. Some woody vegetation has oils and saps that increase their volatility as a fuel source once it ignites. Many landscape plants, like ornamental juniper, have volatile oils in their foliage and burn intensely. Fuel availability relates to whether the fuel is dry enough to burn. Early in the summer season, fuels are wet and less likely to ignite compared to mid to late summer, when nearly all fuel is dry enough to burn. In all of this discussion about fuels, we also want you to be aware that your home is also comprised of fuel. So how do homes burn in a wildfire? Although the answer seems obvious, the real answer may surprise you. The types of fire exposures that we're going to talk about include burning embers, or sometimes called firebrands, direct flame contact or impingement on the home, and radiant heat. Firebrands are embers that are lofted up into the fire column above a fire, are one of the most important causes of home ignitions. They can land near or on a building, igniting nearby vegetation or accumulated debris, such as needles and dead leaves, on the roof or in gutters or on decks. Embers enter homes and buildings through openings, such as windows or vents, and ignite furnishings inside or debris and other combustible items in the attic. So let's take a look at a real ember demonstration. People have asked me if that ember shower that was shown in that video is realistic, and it is. I've seen a number of videos of wildfires, and the amount and the swirling of embers is very realistic in that video. And one of the things that we've learned from science from Dr. Jack Cohen is that most of the houses he's examined often are ignited with little spot ignitions on or adjacent to the home. It's not from the big crown fire flames. So that means that there are things that homeowners can do to reduce fuels and potentially save their homes. Near building ignitions will subject some portion of a building to either a direct flame contact exposure, where the flames actually touch the building, or a radiant heat exposure, the heat that you feel when standing near a campfire or a fireplace. The vulnerability of a home or building to radiant heat depends on the intensity and duration of the heat exposure, the type of window and siding on the home, and the distance from the radiant heat source to the home. Recent research on home destruction and home survival in wildfires points to embers and small flames as the main way that a majority of homes ignite in wildfires. In the next section, we will discuss concepts of the home ignition zone and defensible space. Thanks for listening.